You guys know I like rocks and minerals, big fan of crystals and the lore and the stories and the history associated with them. Throughout history, different cultures from all over the world have associated different stones and crystals, rocks with various stories, various traits, and people use them to this day to draw out from themselves certain characteristics, certain traits that they wish to develop and strengthen within their own personality. And that's no different today with our stone today, filled with rich history of lore and tied very much to a specific culture. The stone I'm going to show you about, I'm going to tell you about today, is the Shiva Lingam. This is a stone that is found only in one place in the whole world, in a sacred river in India, where once a year the water levels recede to where villagers around the river can collect these sacred stones, and very unique for their shape and their very interesting design. You can see they have these swirls, dark background, light swirls, and sometimes that's reversed. Usually they come in these two colors, a dark and a light, and sometimes the light is the background and the swirls that you see are in the opposite color, in the dark, like that. But no two of them are alike. They're very beautiful stones, and there's a lot of stories and legends that go along with them. They are named after the god Shiva, and Shiva ranks quite high in the Hindu pantheon, and so these are held as quite sacred, largely because of their shape. Now, people will tell you that they just come out of the river in this shape, all perfect like that, egg shape, but they do more or less come in this shape. However, they are encouraged into this egg shape and made kind of uniform, symmetrical as possible, and shined up a bit. If you've ever held a river rock, you know that they're soft and they kind of are in this shape, but they are encouraged into this shape as they are sold. One of the things that they represent is the divine feminine, of course. It's an egg shape, egg, femininity, women associated with that, but also with the sacred masculine, as the shape can be considered quite phallic as well. And so together they come in this one form, in this stone, representing oneness of humanity, male, female, masculine, feminine, coming together as one in this universe. And it represents a number of things. Of course, people use them for various things. People who may be trying to have a baby, women, maybe trying to get pregnant, may work with these stones to focus their attention on conceiving a child. They might put these under their pillow, right? And associated with that aspect of femininity. Also representative of stillness, peace, other feminine traits, which, you could argue. But that's what that represents. As far as the masculine goes, of course, strength, virility, potency, of course, right? Divine feminine, sacred masculine, all together and one. This also represents our potential, the potential of humanity to come together, to remind us of what we can do when we do come together, when we share in our united talents and go about accomplishing different things in the world. On a personal level, it represents the potential you might have, as well as trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. If you want to be able to do that better, to trust yourself, to know what to do, you might want to work with a Shiva Lingam stone for that. Anyway, very cool rock. One other thing. One of the reasons I probably like these is because I remember growing up watching the Indiana Jones movies. And in the Temple of Doom, the second, I think, in the series, Indiana Jones finds himself in a village where the sacred stone has been taken, and of course the plenty was also taken with it. It was a stone that sustained the little village, and it was taken away by a thuggy cult who was searching for the lost Shankara stones. Shankara stones? Yeah, I think that's what they were called. And when brought together, the diamonds inside the stones would glow. And if you remember in the film, they performed various rituals. It's part of the Thuggee cult. Remember the Thuggee priest reaching into the chest of that one poor fellow who they sacrificed, and as they plunged him into the pit of fire, the heart that had been ripped out from his chest also caught fire in the priest's hand. Right? You guys remember that? Anyway, those were, in the movie, essentially these Shiva Lingam stones, and Indiana Jones was searching for them, thinking they were the Shankara stones. Anyway, that might be a reference you could pick up if you're old enough to remember that movie, but these are those same stones. Very beautiful stones. Let me show you the other one. This one's pretty cool. Whoa. This one's a big one. This one, I just opened up the package. It came in a box from Oklahoma. While we were in Oklahoma, we went to a rock and mineral shop, and they had one of these, and they had a great price on it, but we couldn't stick this guy in a plane. It's pretty heavy. We didn't want to ship it, and so we just waited until my wife's parents came to visit us here in California from Oklahoma, and they brought it with them. But as you can see, it has its own unique design, whereas the little one had the swirls going this way. I believe the swirls on this one kind of go throughout the length of it. Now, I can't see very well, handsome blind guy, right? But I can see light and dark. I can see contrast, and I can see the lines on there. And this is very cool. This is a big one. And my wife got a cool price on it, and so she snatched it up. She knows how much I like these, so that was really cool. So this is a good thing you can have. You can display it in your home, a big piece like this, right? Others, if you want to work with them to help remind you of whatever trait you're trying to develop within yourself, you can work with smaller pieces. But this is a great display piece, right? Very large Shiva Lingam. Of course, imagine this coming from the river in India. Very beautiful stone. Yeah, check that out. It's like a big stone football. That's very cool. And I don't know if you guys have ever worked with these or ever seen these. I don't see these at the stone shows, at the rock shows as much, although I did hear that they used to be all over the place. Maybe they fell out of popularity, but I don't see any reason for that. These are very cool, especially if you know the rich history and the culture and the stories behind these Shiva Lingam stones. And there's a lot I could say about these, right? Represent unity, oneness, feminine, masculinity, draws out from ourselves the ability to trust our intuition, as I said, and other things. People use them for fertility, right? For lady stuff, for man stuff, all of the above. But very cool stone, very cool crystal, and be sure to check them out if you ever see one for sale. I don't see them as much for sale, but if you see one, snag them up. Sometimes you'll see little tiny ones, but they're very cool. Anyway, thought I'd share that with you. The Shiva Lingam crystal, or the Shiva Lingam stone. My name's Edgar Ortega, handsome blind guy. If you like videos like this, if you're into rocks and minerals, crystals, let me know in the comments. If you appreciate this video, share it, and please subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. And let me know if you want to see more crystal videos, and I'll put those together for you. Until next time, my name's Edgar Ortega, handsome blind guy. I'll see you, or you'll see me, in a future video. I'll talk to you then.